The city of Glasgow turned a darker shade of blue this past weekend as Rangers opened up a 4-point lead over their bitter rival Celtic. But what's going to happen this coming weekend? We've got all that to talk about and much, much more on the channel. Let's get into it. Right, folks, back once again with another print show. Today we're taking a look at Matchday number Swallow out in the old Scottish Premiership. See you, by the way. Make sure you bang your subscribe button and keep your bang up to date with all things Scottish Premiership related, Blackburn Rovers related, World Football related. Oh yeah, boys and girls, of course. Feisty old Glaswegian derby, of course, this past weekend, which saw Rangers coming up a nice little lead over the nearest and dearest. We'll talk more about that in just a second. Of course, big shout out to the Patreon gang. You know who you are, of course. Supporting the channel behind the scenes for as little as a cup of soda. Let's get into it. If you want to support the channel, of course, like the patrons, get stuck in the old description down below and take a little look at it. And also look at my other my other bits and pieces down the Twitter, Facebook, and all that kind of jazz. Let's get into it. Bloody well. See you by the way. Aye, pal. Here we go. Who called it? I think I've absolutely did an absolute shitter this weekend at the Scottish Premiership. I don't think I was alone. There might be one or two other ones who had an absolute shitstormer. Just call me the turd predictive for the Scottish ones. These are your scorelines. Of course, St Mirren against Motherwell never took place, brothers. Never took place. That's where it all fell flat for me. Celtic against Rangers, of course. 2-0 win for Rangers. Actually went with a 3-2 win or 3-1 win for Celtic. Connor Goldson, the unlikely hero there, with 2 goals for himself. Both one in the first and one in the second half as they came out on top. Dundee United, they drew with Aberdeen 0-0. Shame on me. Actually went with a 2-0 for Aberdeen on that one. No fair play there. Hamilton Academicals against St Johnstone. 8-goal thriller. Stevie May with a couple of goals. Craig Conway, ex-Rover extraordinaire, and David Wallison on the score sheet as well. As they came out on top 5-2. Actually went with a 0-0. Oh, shame on me. Goal scorers for Hamilton, Ronan Hughes, Marcus Omkomko, and Ronan Hughes with a couple of goals, in fact. As St Johnstone got themselves moving in the right direction. Of course, Livingston against Kilmarnock. 3-1 win for Kilmarnock. Actually went with the 1-1 draw on that one. Shame on me. Asun Tashubala. I think he was also an ex-Rover as well. Chris Burke, Greg Kittley, Kilt, and Scott Pittman on the score sheet for Livingston. Again, I actually won the 1-1. Of course, my boys Hibs against Ross County. Boring 0-0 draw. And as you can see, horror show for me. Absolute nightmare. Am I alone? I don't know. We'll find out. There we go. It's the table as it stands. Rangers lead the charge. 4 points clear of Celtic. We do have a game in hand, and it's not all over just yet. Hibs are up to third as well. Aberdeen have a couple of games in hand as well to close in on third spot. And down the foot table, Hamilton going down. Celtic, Mirren not too far behind. Motherwell need to get their play catch up as well. Mathematically, they got 6 points on the table. They could go as high as 5th if they win both of those games. Anyway, let's get into it. Of course, we've got a live action prediction. We'll talk more about the prediction because I'm still up shit creek with this one, but I'll talk more about it. 0-1, you're in the shit-face gang with me. 2-4, straight-face club. 5+, if you've done that, you're an absolute genius. Yannick Buster did alright. Fernando Jose Garcia-Garabun did alright. Matt Gunner did poop just like me. Nathan Heber did alright. Well done to you, brother. Vincent Hong did alright. Master Mattress did bits. LG and Cow, well done to you as well. Well done. We are QPR did poop just like me. Gaming Charlie, not too bad. Football Mapper did poop just like me. Roberto Hollis did alright. The Phantom did poop just like me. Victor Cavani did poop just like me. Ultra Owen Mirror, well done to you, brother. Well done. Deepak Nagrate did poop just like me. Slavid Cell did poop just like me. Andrew Partridge did poop just like me. James Bagwell did poop just like me. Russell Frost, well done to you. You did poop just like me. Jaden FC, we're going to him. Mark Chapman did alright. Jaden FC did poop just like me. Moritz Patelli did alright. Shepherd, you did poop just like me. Sticker Z did alright. Cody Gaho did alright. Well done to you, brother. Shane O'Donnell did poop just like me. And Omar Escobil, the Mexican Kingpin, did poop just like me. So let's take a look at the prediction league then, shall we? This is for this week and this week alone. Deepak the Great and Jaden. You're with me, with the shit face gang. Zigga Z is your main man, and he does deserve some respect for getting 4 out of 5 there. Of course, there's the patrons rapping on in there. Nice and loud. Any more for any more? There's Shepherd, of course, there he is. Of course they are. Look at them. Respect to the patrons, and of course, respect to your leader this week, and that is Zigga Z. Meanwhile, overall, ignore my scores if they're in there. In fact, ignore this table. This table is a bag of shite. I don't know. I've got to spend, when the next international break comes around, I will spend a bit more time and try and get this right, because it's all gone hinky-dink with this. Because of, I don't know what the reason behind it. It's just a bag of shit, and I need to sort it out. It's a headache. It's not something that I can fix, Lily. But anyway, yeah. I just kind of, it might be right, but I just don't think it's right. I'm not confident to say Maurice Spratelli is your current kingpin. He might be up there. I just don't think so. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get into it. Of course, a bit of a double match week for Aberdeen and Hamilton, of course, kicking us all off with this first round of matches. They're going to play each other for the 109th time. The previous occasion sees 59 wins for Aberdeen, 34 wins for Hamilton, and 15 draws. The last 6, though, between these two sides, 5 wins for Aberdeen, 1 win for Hamilton, including... Well, that win for Hamilton was all the way back in 2019. However, last time picture that was in Hamilton was a 3-1 for Aberdeen. Curtis May, Neil McGinn and Conor McLaughlin on score sheet, and Marius Ogbogi on score sheet for Hamilton. That was back in February 2020. Last time picture, Ipotodri was a 1-0 win for Aberdeen back in December 2019. 1-0 win. Sam Cosgrove, of course, who is out injured for the long haul, I believe, still injured for the long time. Anyway, Aberdeen have actually kept a clean sheet in 10 of the last 12 matches at home against Hamilton in all competitions. They've also won 11 of the last 12 matches against Hamilton in all competitions. So they've liked playing against Hamilton in all competitions. Anyway, Aberdeen come into this unbeaten in 3. Hamilton's just 1 win in the past 6 across the board for them, including the Scottish League Cup. Quick look at the bookies' odds. 11-4 for Aberdeen. Stone cold favourites. 10-3 is your draw. 70-2 is your long shots. That is Hamilton, of course, heading into this bad boy. Of course, a win for Aberdeen in this game in hand. Could go as high as 3rd, of course, knocking on the heels of Hibs. I'm sticking with a win for Aberdeen on this one. What have I gone with? I've gone with a 2-0 win for Aberdeenshire. Next up, Kilmarnock up against Hibs, of course. Locking horns for the 223rd time. The previous occasion sees 97 wins for Hibs, 72 wins for Kilmarnock, and 53 draws. The last 6, though, sees 2 wins for Kilmarnock, 3 wins for Hibs, and 1 draw. However, the last time picture was at Easter Road. It was a 2-1 win for Hibs back in August 2020. Start of the season. Martin Boyle with a couple of goals. Chris Burke as well for Kilmarnock. Last time picture in Kilmarnock was also a win for Hibs, 2-1 in the end. Greg Doherty and Adam Jackson are the goal scorers for Hibs. Chris Burke again on the score sheet for Kilmarnock. Kilmarnock have actually won the last 3 matches in the Premiership, so they fancy their chances heading into this. They may have the last 3 in the Premiership unbeaten, but it's just 1 win and 3 in all competitions, losing in the Scottish League Cup to Falkirk and of course to Dunfermline. Hibs come into this unbeaten in 5. Last defeat was against Celtic back at the end of September. Quick look at the odds on this one then, shall we? What do we have on this? We don't even have odds on this one. It's a shame. I don't know why, but I do expect Hibs probably have the edge on this one. Hibs come into this 3rd in the table. Of course, they could be 4th by the time this comes to the kick-off up against the opposition. Kilmarnock coming into this in 5th. So it's going to be tightly contested, this one, but I still think Hibs will have the edge. I'm going with a 1-0 win to nick it and go back to Easter Road. All smiling next to Motherwell against Ross County. Will they play? Will they not? They played each other 29 times in the past. 14 wins for Motherwell, 9 wins for Ross County, and 6 draws. The last 6, including between these two sides, 3 wins for Ross County, 2 wins for Motherwell, and 1 draw. Last time played was, of course, the start of the season. It was a 1-0 win for Ross County, who were on red-hot form at the time. Ross Stewart on the day from the Premiership. But Callum Lang getting himself sent off. Meanwhile, last time played at Motherwell was a 4-1 win back in March 2020. Mark O'Hara, Alan Campbell, and Tony Watt. Ex-rower, of course, Liam Fontaine on the score sheet for Ross County. Ross County actually failed to score in 5 of the last 6 matches in the Scottish Premiership, and they come into this, though, with a 3-game winning run across all competitions domestically. However, back-to-back defeats for Motherwell, losing to Rangers, and, of course, Hapoel in the Europa League. Of course, the past 2 games have been postponed. They'll be looking to lick their lips a little bit and get themselves back into action this coming weekend. Quick look at the odds on them. This one, 4-3 on for Motherwell, 11-4 is your draw, 16-5 is your away win. That is for Ross County. Of course, Motherwell is struggling at the moment. They need some points on the board. And a win for them in 10th could go as high as 9th in the table. Win for Ross County, who are down at 7th at the moment, could go as high as 5th on this one. I am going to go with Motherwell despite all odds. 2-1 win in the end. The Super Jays taking on Dundee United. Of course, this will be the 109th time that these two sides locked horns. 44 wins for Dundee United, 34 wins for St Johnstone, and 30 draws. The last 6, though, sees 3 wins for St Johnstone and 1 win for Dundee United, and 2 draws. Last time played, there was in fact a draw over at Tannadice. It was a 1-1 draw in the end. Nicky Clark back in start of the season. It was 1st of August 2020. Nicky Clark on score sheet. Liam Clegg as well for St Johnstone. Michael O'Halloran getting himself sent off on that one. However, last time played in St Johnstone was a 1-0 win for Dundee United. Way back in 2016, Ryan Down on score sheet, and Cole Donaldson got himself sent off. So Jones have actually conceded at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches heading into this, but they're unbeaten in 3. Again, Scottish League Cup helping out with that. 3 wins out of 3 for them. Meanwhile, Dundee United come into this 1 defeat in 4. That was also in the Scottish League Cup against Peterhead, but also some other wins in that cluster as well against Kilty Hearts and of course against Brechin, of course. Heading into this bad boy, quick look at the bookies odds. What do we have on this then? What do we have on this? It's 11-10 for Super Jays. 3-1 is Dundee United. 12-1, 12-5. is your draw. I'm going to go with Super Jays and Dundee United 1-1 in the end. Not much of a thriller there, but a point in the right direction. St Mirren taking on Hamilton and Academicals. 117 times these two sides have played each other. 50 wins for St Mirren, 47 wins for Hamilton, and 20 draws. The last 6, so sees 3 wins for St Mirren, nothing for Hamilton, 3 draws. Last time played each other was, of course, the start of the season. It was a 1-0 win for St Mirren in Hamilton. The goal scorer on that day, of course it was Jonathan Obika as well. However, last time played each other in St Mirren was a 1-1 draw back in February 2020. Ilke Durmas on the score sheet for St Mirren, David Templeton on the score sheet for Hamilton, and they head into this one. St Mirren have actually lost the last 6 matches in the Premiership, and they come into this. Who has lost the last 6? St Mirren. They have come into this losing the last 6. However, back-to-back wins for them in the Scottish League Cup could be a springboard for success this time around. However, Hamilton come into this just 1 win in all competitions at the last 5. That was against Ayr in the Scottish League Cup. 2 teams looking for some points on the board. Quick look at the odds then. 20 to 21 on for St Mirren. Home favourites, of course. 12-5 is your draw. 5-2 is your away win for Hamilton. Academicals on this one. I'm sticking with a 1-0 win for St Mirren. It's not been pretty so far this season, but I think that win could actually springboard them up to 9th in the table. Of course, next up, Aberdeen up against Celtic. Tough on this one, of course. 305 times these two sides have played in the past. 170 wins for Celtic, 71 wins for Aberdeen, and 64 draws. The last 6, these 5 wins for Celtic, 1 win for, also 1 draw between these two sides. Last time played each other was in Pittodrie back at the start of the season. Sorry, no, it wasn't. It was back in February 2020. 2-1 win for Celtic. Callum McGregor, Christopher Ajar on the score sheet in a 2-1 win for Celtic in Pittodrie. Ash Taylor on the score sheet for Aberdeen. Heading into this, Celtic have actually won 13 last 15 away matches in the Premiership. And they come into this just 1 defeat the past 5. That was, of course, against Rangers. Meanwhile, Aberdeen unbeaten in 3, picking up 2 wins and a draw as well. Last time they were suffering a defeat was against Sporting. 1-0 loss in Portugal, of course. Heading into this, 11-2 Aberdeen. Long shots. 3-1 is draw. 2-1 on. Celtic are your favourites. Of course they are. Of course, Celtic come into this in a second, and they'll be second no matter what goes on this weekend. But I do think they'll come out on top with a 2-1 win over Aberdeen in the end. But your current leaders, Rangers, taking on Livingston, will end up this weekend playing Livingston for the 34th time. The previous occasions has been 22 wins for Rangers, 8 draws, and 3 wins for Livingston. The last 6, so sees 5 wins for Rangers and 1 draw. That draw was last time around back at the start of the season. It was 0-0 draw in Livingston. And last time they played each other in Ibrox was just the 1-0 win for Rangers. Scotty Arfield, the 6-fingered. That's right, scoring for Rangers 1-0 in the end. Rangers have actually won 15 last 17 home matches in the Premiership. They've also kept a clean sheet in 10 last 12 matches as well. They come into this having scored at least 2 goals in the last 7 and unbeaten. In fact, 5 wins on the spin across the board, including a win against Willem II and Galatasaray in the old Europa League. Meanwhile, Livingston, not too bad for them as well in all competitions. Just 1 defeat at the past 5. That was against Kilmarnock last time around. Quick look at the bookies odds on this one. 11-2 Rangers, Stone Cold favourite. 6-1 is draw. 12-1 is your long shot. That is Livingston on this one. Of course, Rangers will win this though. 3-0 in the end, and again could open up a 7-point lead at the top of the table, but I don't see that happening. I think this will be what the table looks like at the end of it. Hamilton still bottom of the table with 7 points. St Mirren and the relegation playoff with 10 points. Rangers lead the charge, 4 points clear of Celtic. Hibs are third. Aberdeen will be 4th, and it'll be very, very tight with games played. Again, be sure to get your predictions in nice and early for you, the prediction league. I'd like to see what you guys think will happen this weekend. Of course, plenty much more action coming at you right here on the channel. Be sure to give the video some love and smash the thumbs up, smash subscribe, of course, bang the little bell so you don't miss a beat. And that's it, my friends. Also check out the description. Links to my other social media platforms are in there: Twitter, Facebook, and of course Patreon if you want to support the channel in another way. For as little as a can of soda, can of pop, can of juice, depending on wherever you are in the world, you can check that sucker out. And also follow me on Twitter, Facebook, and all that kind of jazz, as I am very, very vocal on all social media platforms. That's it, my friends. Looking forward to this weekend. Hopefully you are too. Until then, I'm out.